All right, what's up, guys? Motor's not on the stand anymore. Started putting the clutch on. This old center force clutch I've had in this car. We're gonna pretend this clutch looked a lot better than what it did. So there will probably be a clutch being changed out in the future because this side of the pressure plate looked a little rough. The flywheel looked better. I never looked at the pressure plate until now because the clutch disc was always sitting on it. So yeah, we're gonna ignore that for now. And currently hanging there. Yes, I'm using straps. I don't have a chain and hope it doesn't fall. So yeah, gonna get these torqued down now. I got the flywheel torqued down to 65 foot-pounds, which is not fun when the motor can turn over with a torque wrench. So I'm gonna do the pressure plates now, which I think those were like 45 or something like that. I gotta look it up again, but something like that. This is a universal clutch alignment tool that I picked up last week or something like that. Hopefully it works good. It seems to be working okay. There's you basically pick pilot bearing size there, and then this guy goes on there, which then obviously slides on the rod and sends your clutch disc to the input shaft. So yeah, gonna keep plugging away at this. I don't know how much I'm gonna get recorded on this, considering I'm one man here trying to put a motor back in a car. So might not have anything until the motor's in the car. So I'd specify that, because yeah, I mean, if I had a tripod, I could probably set it up, but I don't have a tripod, nor do I really have anything to set it on. So probably we'll just have to do it all off camera, and it's probably gonna be a struggle by myself anyway, so it's probably better if no one sees it. So yeah, when I get back to you guys, the motor will probably be in the car that's right next to me right now. So we'll see you guys then. Well, 30 minutes later, she's in the car. I got the motor mounts, motor mount bolts, just loosely put in there now. There isn't any bell housing bolts on. Just so pumped that went so well that, see, slight little gap, gotta pull those two together down there. But 30 minutes, I think that might be the fastest I've ever had a motor into a car by myself. Didn't even have help, so that went really well. Slight little accident. She might have to pull that back up. Just ignore that. The old crusty lift over there decided to go down a little faster than I was intending it to, so the pulley gear on the harmonic balancer caught this a little bit. So we'll have to bend that back up, maybe do a little paint on there or something. But for by myself, 30 minutes, and that's the only thing that'll happen, I will gladly take that, because could have been a lot worse things that could have happened, like my Home Depot straps breaking over the car and then crushing the whole front of the car. So yeah, that worked out great. Glad that worked so well. And yeah, gonna start throwing bell housing bolts in, tighten up the motor mounts, and yeah, just keep plugging away on little odds and end things like that. I got one brake line I gotta attach down there, and other than that, she's coming along. We got parts showing up today that I'm excited to show you guys. A little splurge happened on a website and purchased a few things to wrap this all together and finish it up, and it even includes with some of the dash items, because since my dad and I put the 5-speed in, I've never had a speedometer in this car. So that's probably been about 6 years now of not knowing how fast I was going. So a little surprised that I'll probably get a clip of it tonight. It says should arrive between 1:15 and 5:15 from UPS. So yeah, all I gotta say is right now, which I'll talk about it more, but great company to work with. The service was great. I would recommend them to anyone, and you'll find out here later in this video who that was. But yeah, gonna start doing some of the boring stuff, get the bolts put in, get things pulled together. And yeah, I'm hoping this weekend possibly have a first start on it. I won't have valve covers. They're taking a while to get here, so we'll start it. I guess it'll be a good good test to see if there's oil pressure, because it'll start pumping out everywhere. But yeah, I'm hoping to maybe possibly get, today's Friday, I'm hoping Sunday possibly have a first start, which won't even be close to being ready to be driven down the road, but because all that needs to be dealt with. Yeah, I got a new sending unit that needs to go in the fuel tank, so a lot of stuff that needs to be done. But for now, we'll focus on getting this wrapped up. All right, I got a few things done since the last clip here. Headers are on, shorties installed. Yeah, I don't think those are coming back off. I think we're just gonna keep the shorties and not worry about doing lock tube headers, because they suck. They really do. Starter's in down there, bell housing bolts are all in. Honestly, it's all attached, good to go. It was in gear because I was trying to turn the motor over and she wasn't moving, so that's all good to know that that's working. And the reason I was trying to turn it over is because I had a push rod that was not in its correct spot, so I had to fix that. So when we take the tape off, we'll check and make sure everything's right with the lifters again. But got Odin over there sitting in the sun. Beautiful day today. It's about 62 degrees out, so starting to get a little antsy to have this car running again. But we have a few packages that showed up, 3 boxes. Haven't opened yet. Cut this one open. Let's see here, where's that one box? Right there, if that says much. So in these boxes, got a few items in here that are gonna help with the process of getting the car to run. It's gonna be hard to do one-handed. I'm gonna get everything laid out, and then show you guys, or else I'm gonna be sitting here juggling the phone back and forth and not enjoyable to watch, so I'll be right back. All right, got everything open. God, I'm so excited. I don't even know how to describe this. Never really purchased anything this nice before. It's always been eBay parts and make things work, which obviously rockers were Amazon, but trying to do some things right here. So what we got is a Holley Sniper 2. You may notice that there's 2 dashes here. I upgraded for the 5-inch touchscreen. Well, I guess that one's touchscreen too, but this one looks a little cleaner. This has a speedometer, GPS speedometer and everything built in. So that I'm gonna put right in there, covering that speedometer basically, and probably cover the temp gauge too, just because that guy will tell me everything now. Here's obviously the main thing, Sniper 2. Got all your cords and stuff on it. There's kind of the touch screen, comes with an SD card probably for saving data. A new sending unit. This one does have a sending unit in it, but it's shot. It's never worked actually. I bought it off eBay and it like kind of works. The gauge will like fluctuate kind of up and down and whatnot, but anyways, I needed the pump, so I just ended up getting the whole unit. Hopefully this one will actually work so I know how much gas I have. And then next, I went with the Sniper EFI system. So basically this whole kit is all plug and play. You can see a lot of connectors. This is the brain box for the EFI system. And then here's this guy over here. So from what I was watching on videos is you basically set this guy to top dead center, and that and that and that controls all the timing and everything. So yeah, it's gonna make it pretty easy for getting this running. It's basically gonna be slapping on, plug and play, and fire it up. As long as, you know, it doesn't, you know, try and throw a rod out the block or something. But other than that, it's the exciting news that was coming in the mail today that I was waiting for. So pretty cool. Pretty cool to have this stuff. My fiance might end up murdering me for ordering this stuff, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, you can see That's for the smaller one. Got a coolant temp sensor, an O2 sensor here. They give you, I think this is for fan controls, but obviously there's instructions that I'll have to read and videos, but they give you this too for adding an O2 sensor, which we obviously won't end up needing this because I already have an O2 sensor port on my header, considering this was a, you know, electronically fuel injected car to begin with. But for people who are going from carbureted, you know, it works out great. You just drill a hole, then you can use the little kit there. Yeah, and for calling in and talking to them, they gave me a free t-shirt with the purchase. And got a little bit of a discount, which I think that's just for how much stuff I ordered. It was a 10% discount. So, which I wouldn't have gotten ordering online, because I already went through the process online looking at it, and it never offered a 10% discount. So that's pretty neat. Sometimes it works out to call in, and I had a lot of questions and they're super helpful and made it easy to answer my questions. So yeah, we'll get a couple stickers thrown on the fridge. A little Sniper EFI, and then I think there's some Holley stickers maybe in this one. Oh yeah, Holley equipped. So yeah, I mean, don't need to put the stickers on the car when everything literally says Holley Sniper. But this is cool. I think this whole kit and how everything works is pretty cool. First start, which I'm really hoping to have it started on Sunday. Started and basically shut off, because she'll be pumping oil, hopefully. Which maybe not. Might not pump oil, then we won't have to turn it off. We'll just lock up. But so I still have the stock fuel pump back there. I'm gonna try and crank this up to set at 60 pounds of pressure, which is what the Sniper needs to run on, and might be good enough to run it. And obviously I'm gonna be putting the higher end pump in. They recommend, I got 3/8 line coming up, but they recommend 3/8 for a return, which I don't. I have, what was it? I don't even know. I think, not sure. Anyways, it's a size below, which they said to get the true, I think 650 horsepower naturally aspirated is what these kind of top out at for their injectors. I would need that size of return line, which obviously that pump will easily be able to pump it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't think that's going to be anywhere near that power, but you never know. Well, actually I do know that it won't be. I'll be lucky to be 500. It's probably more realistically going to be around 450. Hoping 500, but it'll probably be 450. Yeah, so pretty awesome. That's all I got for now. I'm going to keep plugging away at some of this stuff. I'm going to go get an intake manifold actually probably right now, because then we kind of start wrapping some of this stuff up. So I will get back to you guys when I make some more progress. All right, jumped ahead a little bit on some things without recording because I completely forgot to record. So here we are, wire's gone. We got this loom here. I'm gonna need to use that one. That one has my oil pressure sensor on it, and all the stuff for the starter, and alternators there for charging. And that plugs in on this side, which that other one coming through there runs the headlights and stuff. So once I put that in, it should be good to go, I think. There'll be some testing on some other things and seeing what else needs to be done, but that should just be a body harness. I had to cut a few sensors out that I won't be using. But then we got these two guys there, which no idea what those do. Looking at it, I think possibly AC. So I might, this thing's so rusty. So, but if they are AC, I think I might just cut them back in the harness. And if this is a power, I might try and trace that out and get rid of it. It seems like it runs this way, which is weird. Oh, it probably runs to this relay. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get rid of that just so that crap isn't just hanging there for no reason. Yeah, here's a mess of stuff of pulling the harnesses apart. I'm gonna reuse this old crusty oil pressure gauge, which works, just looks hideous. It screws back in on that port. Down the road, I could always get a newer one. I was hoping the Holley had one, but obviously it doesn't. So I'll still be using my old oil pressure gauge, which is over here on the tack. And then down here we have a gaping hole now and some wires hanging. And those hooked up to the engine harness. As we walk around here, is right here. This giant mess, that's what was laying in the engine bay. So I'm assuming now in the tack, we're gonna basically lose everything. I'm assuming we're not gonna have a tack anymore. We will have oil pressure. Coolant temp probably won't have that. Voltage we should, gas gauge. So yeah, we'll lose a couple, but it is what it is. Should be all on the Holley, so shouldn't need it. Get the Holley set up in there and it should be good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of that and that line too, because this car's never gonna have AC. I mean, it just won't. And I got that hole in the heater box that still needs to be fixed, which will get fixed once the motor's completely closed up. It should have been done when the motor was out, but I never got around to it, and now I look at it and basically like, oh shoot, I should have done that. So yeah, this is a big time saver though. I was worried about this and getting the starter to work and all that, but should have it all now. Just gotta go through and figure out which wires do what. So yeah, I think this is, I have no idea, to be honest. One of them is obviously key on, and yeah, so yeah, I think purple is to turn the starter over. Those other two, because they go to the red wire, I think that's feeding power in. Because I believe this goes underneath the lug with power from the battery. So, and yeah, there's like this guy. I don't think I'll be using this. That'll get cut out. This, I'm pretty sure I won't be using. That'll get cut out. Same with this one. Won't be using that. This is my oil pressure gauge, so we'll be using that. And then those two plugs I think will be cut out too. So whether that means I cut them off close to this, which I have no idea why that looks like that, but or I try and get the pins out, which might be fun. So, oh, actually I think that's a glue to hold the pins in. So yeah, a few things there. Intake manifold, painting that because I stole it from my dad and it looked rough. So we're gonna give a nice coat of paint so everything in there looks good. I really want this to be, when it's done, a really good looking engine bay, which obviously, like, windshield wiper motor needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. That's crusty over there. That looks terrible. And yeah, I mean, you look around, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't look great, but we're, you know, little steps. We're gonna get there. Charcoal canister, I'm hoping to get rid of. I might just take the vent line and maybe dump it out in this fender or something, because that's all that is just a vent, then that feeds back into the intake, and we're not running that anymore. So we got to figure out what to do with the vent, and I think we're just gonna whoop right into the fender. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys when I got some more stuff going on here, but overall just drinking some beer and chipping away some good old summer shandy on this nice day. So yeah, we'll get back to you guys here in a little bit.